Ladies and gentlemen, Welcome to another exciting night of Psychic Sundays Live with your host, the Queen of Ooga Booga herself, Psychic Sally Diane.
Greetings from your queen of Ooga Booga, that is. Hi, everybody, and welcome back for another week. We have had a few questions mailed in advance, and we'll start out with those. A few announcements. During the lockdown, I will be doing video readings only. And I have posted a chart of my times and prices on my Facebook page, which was my Queen of Ooga Booga Facebook page. Anybody who would like to have a video reading with me by either by messenger video or Skype, just send a message to queenofoogaBooga@gmail.com and we'll get right back with you to schedule an appointment. So first off, we have just want to make sure I get the name right. Leighton. And Leighton wanted to know a couple of things. He's gone through some surgeries and he has some coming up, and he wanted to know how they were going. And I would like to tell everybody I'm not a doctor. I am not qualified on any level to give medical advice. So, Leighton, I'm not going to say anything about the procedures themselves, but I can look at the scheduling and at the process. I hope that's helpful. Also, Leighton had asked about his career, and we'll look at that afterwards. But first, let's see about just your surgical procedures, how it's going to go. Keeping in mind, of course, I am not a doctor. I am not qualified to give medical opinions to anybody. Okay, your first card is the Sun. So it looks to me like the Sun is a good card. It looks to me like all this is going to be cleared up by summer. Yes. Yes, I think you're pouring too much emotion in it, and yet you're not taking enough time to do the things you need to do to be prepared for the surgery. So instead of worrying about scheduling so much and how it's going to go, be more focused in on the preparation. And I think that will do you well. So let's look at career for Leighton. And Leighton's getting a little restless, as we all are. We're just going nuts with the lockdown, right? But he's getting a little restless, and he's thinking about a career change. He's also got a book on the go that he hasn't finished. So we'll see which way the cards look at. If there's a lot of swords, that tells me look toward writing. Okay. So the very first card is the Nine of Wands. That's an interesting, yeah, that's a very interesting card to get. Okay, so as far as any changes that need to be made, it's all in your court. Because dead center, you've got the Nine of Wands. But the Nine of Wands is a card that talks about standing in one place on purpose. And that seems to be a little bit of what you're doing. You remember what I said about swords showing up for writers? Well, there it shows right here. Negatively aspected, it tells me that you got a good start on that book, and you probably have some leads right now, but you're not following through. It's that whole thinking about it but not doing. And the same thing positively aspected. You have the Death is about making changes, and the only reason it's reversed is because you yourself are resisting the changes. So yes, you should be finishing the book. Yes, you should be looking at changes, but it's all up to you, because the longest journey begins with a single step. Another little cliche that I'll use for you is, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. If the task of finishing the book or setting up a new career seems too big for you, then break it down into little pieces and do it one step at a time. Just keep going forward one step at a time, Leighton. Okay, so one more pre-program request we got was for Chris, and Chris is looking to change jobs. He also kind of wants to know if people are going to be nicer after this COVID. So we'll look at that afterwards. But let's just look at Chris's. What opportunities are ahead for Chris in the job market? Okay, so Okay, you have a Six of Wands reversed. And I know you want a job tomorrow, but this is telling me that it might take you 6 weeks to find a new job. And that might have something to do with the lockdown, because it's not easy to go on a job interview when we're under lockdown. It also has a feeling that you should go and look at different careers. It's kind of one that says the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker kind of thing. So don't lock yourself into one field. Open yourself up to new possibilities there. So negatively aspected, you have the Ten of Cups, and that's also reversed, which talks about happiness and stability pouring out, and that is what happens. When we have, when there's career anxiety of any sort, it usually does impact the home as far as sapping happiness away from the home. Positively aspected, though, you do have some good points in your background, and you do stand a good chance of being able to get a job that will get you up that ladder. We're looking at 6 to 8 weeks here. Okay, so the next question you ask, which is a very interesting one, it's kind of a general global one, is if after COVID, is COVID-19 going to make us kinder? And I think that's a good point, because we're not really going to beat this until we start working together as one species. All of humanity pushing in one direction. Then we're going to beat this virus. Okay, so how does that impact humanity? What it does is it keeps us, it really makes us more homebodies, where you're going to see people in general don't travel as much or as far, even after the virus is over and done with. You're also going to find that I think that the rich people are going to become, those with money are going to become a little more generous. So I do see an increase in overall generosity. I hope that brings kindness to Chris, but golly, that's just not guaranteed. I don't know what it'll take. Okay, so thank you, everybody who tuned in. And who is our next question from?
Well, first of all, let's say hello to Sonia and Grace.
Hi, Sonia.
Yazzie
Grace
is here. Grace is here. We got Haunting Live here, of course. I hope you guys are having a good night in the hotel. Hi, Ava and Tanya.
Oh, it's nice to
Leighton
see you.
And Haley and Julia, and wow, so many people here. And let's start with Grace.
Hi, Grace.
May I know what my life purpose is and what Spirit wants me to do right now to reach it?
Okay. You know what, Grace? I think I'm going to do a northeast southwest reading for you. How about that? We have north, which talks about your grounding, east, which talks about how you energize it, south, wait a second, south and west. So this is the action, this is the energy, this is the grounding, and this is the emotion. So, boy, I suddenly got quiet looking at Grace's what the angels have to tell her and her life's purpose. One of the things is that you've been given a big heart, and I see that right in the south, which is, it's in the area of fire, but you've got the Queen of Cups, and she's reversed, as is the Queen of Wands. And it's funny because the Fire Queen is in the place of water, and the Water Queen is in the place of fire. So you may be putting you may be misdirecting your passion and your emotions, but they are valuable tools, and you have both. You have a lot of both. So you do have the heart of a humanitarian, and you do have the heart of somebody that can really make a difference. And now if I focus in on the East, which is the action, you've got the Knight of Swords, and the Knight of Swords, he can be a destructive knight, but the one thing with him is he tends to charge forward even if he can't see the path ahead. He has faith. He still keeps on going forward. And so what the angels are telling you is keep going forward even if you aren't sure. Even if you feel stressed or whatever, keep moving forward in your life. Don't let emotions stop you. Your grounding is a Six of Wands, but Six of Wands reversed. Even reversed, though, it tells me that you are a multi-skilled person. And so you're not meant to do one thing in this lifetime. You are meant to, achieve more than one thing. So don't be afraid to do two things at once in your life. It might be a good thing for you to have a career and a half and be more of a busy person. Okay, so thank you very much, Grace. And who's next?
Well, let's have a quick look. Sonia wants any messages from spirits this week in finances.
Spirit and finance. That's quite the combination. Something, I'm liking that northeast-south spread. Let's just do that for Sonia too. Okay. North, east, south, and west. One thing that I see around you, Sonia, is that you need to get your light out from under a barrel. It tells me that you need to be more fiery, more outgoing. Get things going, get things moving. Don't accept a period of stillness here. Go ahead and there's just this whole thing. Make yourself be energized here. This is the area of fire. And Temperance, even though Temperance is reversed, I have this feeling that's telling you that even if you step up the pace, even if you do add some fire and make things go faster, you can still keep your balance. This is also a good time for you to think about learning something a little bit new. And that I don't see that as being at the top of your list, but it seems to be put out there as something, as a way to maybe earn a little bit more pin money, because you do have the wands, and the wands aren't so much about they aren't so much about a job, a 9-to-5 job, as they are about enterprise. So think of ways you can make money on the side. I think you might be overlooking some of your skills there. And thank you so much for tuning in week after week, Sonia and all of my viewers. And so who's next, honey?
Who is next? Yazzie wants to know about messages and finances. Welcome, all you newbies. We'll get to you.
Oh, that northeast-south spread is just working so well. I think
if you have a question, please end it with a question mark. It makes my job so much easier.
Yes, please make his job easy. He was really good to your queen this Christmas. Okay. Fire and water, fire and water, fire and water. In the area of fire and water with you, you've got a lot of negative and a lot of negative people here. And you need to keep them out of your life and stay away from them. Be careful not to listen to gossip. It's a trap, and plus that, it's a good way to get yourself worked up and angry about stuff. So don't get angry about the things that people say. As a matter of fact, try and pay as little attention to gossip as possible, because there sure seems to be a lot of gossip and cattiness around you. But this says you can defend yourself from this. Because at the heart of it, you're like the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords is someone that keeps on going and keeps on going. He's strong and he's fast, and that's you. And even though this one is reversed, this Ace of Swords is reversed, I still see it as a positive thing. I think that you might have some writing ability that you're not latching into, and I'd like to see you, use that a little bit more. So thank you very much, and keep on tuning in. Who's next?
Tanya is still looking for love and wants to know when that's going to happen.
7 weeks.
Okay.
That one just flew out, Tanya.
Haley wants to know when C will reach out again.
Okay. Haley and C. Ask one more time, and I'll bring out the gypsy cards. They're not very nice. So, ooh, 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 ooh. We've got the Devil reversed. 7 of Swords reversed. So, basically, what the cards are telling me right here, and I'm sorry to bring you bad news. Yeah, he'll get a hold of you in a 7, honey. But you're kind of being told, you got this Devil reversed, dead center. That's not you. That's him. And you may be believing things that he's telling you that might not necessarily be true. I really don't like the way that the 7 of Swords works against you, but it doesn't have to. You're a smart girl, and you know when you're not being told the truth. So do not accept lies. Do not accept liars. And this card, the World, this is the best card in the deck. It's just showing up in the wrong spot. And that tells me that you, if you just focused in on you for a little bit, you could achieve things beyond your wildest dreams, because luck is on your side in the year ahead. The world is your oyster, but I don't think this C guy is a guy for you. Okay. But thank you for tuning in. I have to tell you what I see, honey.
Sorry, Haley. Julia is also looking for love.
But Haley, remember, you got the World there, and that's the best card that there is. So you can make your life very, very good right now. Okay, so who else is looking for love?
Julia.
See, I'm such a softie. I can't stand to give people bad news. Okay. She's looking for love, is she? Wow.
Time to get a 2022 calendar?
No. Oh, no. You've got ridiculously good cards. The Fool card is such a good card. I've got a big Fool tattooed right on my arm here. And when I go like here to here, it really is from my shoulder to my elbow. The Fool is the ultimate optimist. He is telling me that you've gone through some doo-doo in the past. I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying not to use the S word, but you've gone through some crap in the past, but it's pushed you ahead. It's made you stronger, and it's made you know what you're not going to tolerate, because you've had your share of toads, if you will. You know how they say you gotta kiss a few toads before you find your prince? Well, you've had your toads. But it looks like your prince is coming up, dear. And it's coming up, the moon. Oh, that's Easter. Yeah, just, something, just focus in on you. Focus in on anything but love. It's finding you. So don't worry about it. Relax. It will find you by Easter. In the meantime, just make your life better. Just anything. Have a good time. Don't worry about love. It will find you. And in a big way. These cards with the numbers on top are pretty darn powerful cards. So good on you. I think you're going to like 2021.
Excellent. It shall be more interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Amanda wants to know about her week ahead.
The week ahead for Amanda. I just find the week between Christmas and New Year's to be kind of like a holiday. Even if you have to work, it's always quieter. It's always a relaxing week. The first thing it says about this week is this is a week where you're really going to put the cap on spending. You're not alone. You're not alone. And everybody sees that all the cards are reversed, but they're talking about characters in her life, and of course, it's after Christmas, we're all a little burnt out, and it just feels like you're going to have kind of a laid back, lazy week. You know, don't count on those around you doing their chores as well as they should, because it looks like everybody's going to be a little lazy and a little slow this week. That's okay, because it's a week between Christmas and New Year's. That's usually how the year ends, isn't it? Okay. So, not really active, but not necessarily a bad week. Good week to eat leftover turkey.
Ivory wants to know what's going on for the whole year next year.
Wow. Okay, Ivory.
Most people pay for that kind of information.
Okay, so excuse me, I just have to have a little sip.
You're supposed to use both hands.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'll remember that bigly. Okay, next year, then that was for Amanda?
Ivory.
Ivory. Oh, nice name. Okay, so 2021 for Ivory. We'll do a northeast southwest for you too. Just so we know what your reality is and what the movement is around you, what activates you, and what feeds your emotions, what feeds your passions. Okay, so you've got the King of Wands, but the King of Wands is reversed. And sometimes when you see the King of Wands in reverse, it's one of those failure to launch kind of things where you've got a lot of good ideas, but you haven't quite put them into action yet. I think you've made a few feeble attempts, because it's telling me right here in 2021 is going to start out, and you might find yourself kind of running into obstacles. But that's just for the first part of the year. And the card's saying don't give up, don't give up, don't give up, don't give up. Because mid-year, right when things start thawing out and getting past the thaw, but when it starts getting really warm, so maybe around June, July, you've got some really big decisions coming up around career. And these decisions decide on what makes you happy, what excites you, what energizes you. So that's usually an emotional decision, not a logical decision. But it will benefit you more to choose a path of happiness this year when a choice is put in front of you. And last but not least, you've got the Magician. And the Magician says in 2021, you just have that Midas touch. Once things start turning your direction, they're going to keep on turning in your direction. So have confidence. Walk 6 feet tall next year. And don't take no for an answer. And it should be a pretty good year for you.
Woo!
Okay, so who's next?
Jennifer wants to know about her week coming up.
Okay, so the week for Jennifer. Okay, Jennifer. I would say the general theme of this week is herding cats. Yeah, I'm going to put just like that, herding cats, because it feels like you're expected to bring the community together. But you've got four different aspects here, and when one comes in, the other goes away, and it's hard to bring all the people together that you need to bring together this week. Because it's there at all, it tells me you can do it. You can do it. This one is kind of telling me be careful about which stick you use. My mom used to say you can catch more flies with honey than you can with vinegar. And kind of remember that. When it comes to herding cats, sometimes some Whiska treats helps, And so just try and figure the kind way to say things. And don't make sure that your tongue isn't too sharp. And positively aspects, you have the Chariot. And even though the Chariot's reversed, it just tells me it's not going to be as easy for you to do what you need to do this week as it usually is, but you can still get everything done. You just kind of got to be that little train that goes, yes, I can, yes, I can, yes, I can. And you will be able to accomplish much. So a little bit of a frustrating week, but you can make it a very successful week too. That's up to you. And who's next?
I'm catching up. There's a lot of people here.
Aw. And I am so glad to see everybody here. That's really great.
Camille wants to know what profession will fulfill his soul's purpose in this incarnation. Well, incarnation.
I understood what you meant. Okay, so we're going to do Northeast, Southwest for you just because I'm really enjoying that reading. That way of doing it. Ooh. So it's interesting because when I look at this, because you're talking about your purpose in this incarnation, and I just feel like the Empress and the Empress and the Magician are somehow reflections of each other, even though they look different. It's just the way it feels to me. The Magician itself is a really powerful card. It talks about somebody who has a lot of skills and is given the tools to accomplish much in this life. But Spirit's being a little cagey with you. They're saying, you have all the tools you need. It's up to you to figure out how to put it together. And when I look at the Knight of Cups, it feels almost like what were they called? The Knights of Chivalry. It almost feels like a knight's mission. Not quite Don Quixote, but close. So I can see why you're worried about your purpose in this incarnation. Sometimes it's not the destination, it's the journey and the people that you meet along the way. Getting to the Emperor. The Emperor is this ultimate mother. She's fertility, she's love, she's Venus. So I feel like emotionally, I think that you're a bit of a healer here. And so you need to appreciate that along your way. And again, it's getting to the journey. It's getting to the journey. It's like just you need to find your North Star yourself, but it's the journey. And it says that your biggest thing in this lifetime is the nurturing that you give to people along the way. So it's the little things you do along the path that matter the most in this life. There's this whole idea between these two cards right here, between the Six of Wands and the Magician, about being sort of a jack of all trades, maybe a little bit of a MacGyver, and I see that in you. And so it's kind of your destiny in this life is not really to be kind of settled, but to be somebody who tries a lot of different things in this life. And that's not a bad life. I've worn a lot of hats myself, and it's been a pretty good life for me. Okay, thank you so much for tuning in.
Da, 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 da.
I'm going to give the cards a little bit of a shake here.
The princess wants to know whether T will be visiting her next year.
Is that Princess?
Yeah, Princess Nee.
Nice. Respect. Always got to respect royalty, right?
Shenanya.
Pardon?
Shenanya. We just got done watching 70 episodes of a Chinese soap opera called Story of Yangtze Palace.
It's great.
All in Chinese.
Those harem ladies are brutal.
American soap operas have nothing. Nothing.
Okay. So who's my next one?
Princess wants to know about tea.
Ah, yeah. Okay, so I feel like this is I'm getting a 2, but I actually feel like it's February. It feels like he's got right now he's working on something. It's almost like he's deployed or something like that, because it feels like he's on a dangerous path right now. And even though there's danger, there's a reason for it. It's not like he's just going on a dangerous path for the sake of going on a dangerous path. But he is looking forward to seeing you again. But it is giving me a 6 to an 8. But dead center, what you've got is you've got the 8 of Cups. And my 8 of Cups, you've got this idea of family. You've got the mama and the baby and the daddy's hardworking and he's working his way up the ladder, but the whole family has stability. So stick with this. This actually looks like it's going to stabilize and he'll be around for a while.
Samantha wants to know what cards you're using, and she also wants to know if there's a pregnancy coming up.
Okay, I'm using the Medieval Scapini deck. I really like this deck, and the little white book that comes with it is not written by Stuart Kaplan. It's actually written by the artist, so the reason for each picture and what the literary and the historical reference is. And besides that, the pictures are absolutely beautiful. So you wanted to know about pregnancy this year? Well, let's see. We would be looking for maybe the Ace of Cups, or the Empress, or the Queen of Cups, or any of the pages. Well, really any of the aces as far as pregnancy goes. Pregnancy for Samantha. Whoops. It's coming. Look at that. The first card I said. Okay, so it's the Empress just came flying out for you. So we'll just throw another 3 cards to see what else it can tell us about this topic of pregnancy. Says you've been waiting and dreaming a long time for that. Um, you might find, you'll know when you're pregnant because you're going to get crazy hormonal. Don't worry, it's okay. um, That's pretty natural. It's pretty natural. The one thing, the biggest scare about being pregnant, or especially bringing kids into the world, is the fact that kids are expensive, and that seems to be really the only worry. That kids are expensive, and yeah, they're freaking expensive, but they're awesome. So, um, it looks like I said, it's going to be a hormonal pregnancy, but you are going to love being a mother.
Jennifer wants to know about a job. She's had 3 interviews with the same company and she's hoping to get an offer.
Three interviews sounds promising to me. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so yes, I think that there's going to be a job offer coming up, but I think there's going to be it's going to be delayed. It's going to take a while, and I'll tell you why. Most of them love you because it looks like there's more than one individual involved, and everybody is saying yes except one person. There's one person that just, not all human beings get along, and there's just one person that feels like you clash with her. So I think that as I say this, you probably have an inkling because the moon tells me that a lot of the things that I'm telling you, a lot of the things around this job, you already have a feeling for. Once you do get in, remember that there's somebody there that you kind of have to win over. That's okay. You're charming. You'll be able to do it.
Cap wants to know about he. How does he feel about a conversation they just had? Oh, boy.
Okay, so let's just do the runes. You're lucky I'm not pulling out the gypsy cards because they are brutal. But I don't think I have to get that slappy with you. Okay, T. Well, he does want to work with you on it. The very first one that comes up is AWAS, and AWAS is, it kind of translates to mean horse. So it talks about a two-way relationship where each does their part. So that's probably pretty much the gist of the conversation. And you also have Ken here. So I think you're looking for something that's a little more grounded, a little bit more blessed, if you will. And at the end of the path, you do have Gable, you do have serendipity. The only thing I worry about here, the only real thing I worry about here is that he's not sure himself whether he can live up to the standards that have been set here as far as relationship and as far as working together. Maybe he's just never really had a committed relationship. But having said that, he does love you and he will try. I think if you give him the right guidance without nagging, that could be a success because you do have some very promising runes in front of you. The only thing that makes me a little worried is that he doesn't have faith in himself. Okay. So thank you for tuning in. That's what T thinks.
All right, folks. I'm not quite sure what happened with Sally's camera there. We're just gonna have to look at the cards.
Oh no, you guys lost me. Aw.
Yep.
So you just have my beautiful hands to look at.
I wonder what happened there.
So who's next?
Oh, I don't know. I lost track.
He did. Okay, folks. So anybody who would like a reading with me can send me an email at queenofoogaboga@gmail.com. And to see a list of my readings and their prices, you can just go to the Queen of Ooga Booga Facebook page. I've just posted a listing of all the times and prices for my online readings. And that would be either through Messenger video or Skype. And yeah, just send us a message if you'd like a reading, a private reading from your queen, Sally Diane. So have you found out who's next yet?
All right.
I mean, if they don't have the cards to look at.
Caitlin wants to know how Jessica feels about her.
Caitlin and Jessica. Well, that one card seemed to. Ooh, that one wasn't a good one. You guys must have had an argument lately. Okay, so Caitlin and Jessica. Okay, so whatever's turned the magic upside down right now, it really feels like the magic's turned upside down. And that one card that kind of wanted to fly out was the Ten of Swords. And the Ten of Swords is about just like over the top drama, over melodramatic, over just it can be a bit of a victim card. So when I see that right now the emotions aren't quite where they need to be. But if you just let it settle down about a week, things will go much better. So you've got a little hiccup here, but that's okay. It's just temporary drama. You guys are okay. You guys are cool. Okay, so who's next?
Amanda wants to know about her love life.
Amanda's love life. Okay. See, I was going to show him the puzzle box that you gave me. Okay, Amanda's love life. Not bad, even though it's reversed. It just means that it hasn't grounded yet. But there's a potential for a good solid relationship. Whatever the relationship that's forming around you right now, be very careful to never lie, and remember their relationship is built on more than just physical attraction. There's all those things like respect, consideration, helping the other person, all those good things. Truth and honesty is right up there. All the blocks that build the foundation of a good relationship are the things that you're bringing right now, so you can solidify what's around you relationship-wise, because there's good potential there. There's definitely good potential there. It's saying that you need to move forward with this. Maybe express some of your feelings. You might not have clarified some things, I guess, because I just feel like emotionally there hasn't been enough put out there. And even on the positive side, you have the Magician reverse, which tells me that everything is there. Everything is there for a good relationship. You just haven't put that keystone in. You haven't put it together yet. So keep working on it. it's got a lot of potential. Treat it like something tender and treasured, and it should do just fine. Okay, I wanted to show, before I get to the next question, I want to show you guys.
Okay, well,
I'm bringing around a puzzle box that the producer got me. Oh, sorry. And it's so neat. Whoops. I don't even know what I just dropped. Oh, no. I guess I do. Okay, so what it does is first you go like this, and then you go like this. It's got a key. And so then you go like that, and that little part right there falls open, and you put in the key, and you turn the key, and the box opens. And inside the box, he got me the Pamela Coleman Smith deck. And I haven't even shuffled it yet. It's just a regular tarot, but the back of the cards is different. Oh, sorry, the back of the cards is different. It's got Pamela Coleman Smith's signature, and you've got 4 bonus cards. And I've done my research on these 4 cards, and I will be making them as part of the deck. So, if anybody's curious as to the meanings of these 4 cards, I will gladly share it with you. But that was one of my favorite gifts this year, was this particular deck with these cards, and the fact that it came in the puzzle box was just amazing. So, that's what I wanted to show you guys. So who's next?
Lisa Love wants to know whether her husband is going back to work for her dad in 2021.
Okay. Lisa Love, that's a fabulous name. I'm going to shake these up a little bit. Give them just a turn. Shake them up a little bit more. And then yes. Yes, you've got the Magician here. And so I just get the feeling from this that your husband has a lot of skills. It's like your husband going back to work with your father isn't a thing where it's not a prideful thing at all. He brings skills and talents to the table that are helpful to your dad's industry, to your dad's business. So it's a win-win situation both ways. For some reason, he's a little bit worried about the impact it has on you. So I don't understand what that involvement is. But the answer you want to know, is he going back to work for him? Yes, yes. And I would say that's probably earlier in 2021 more than later. Okay? So, yes. Yes. Thank you for tuning in.
Welcome back, Geeta. And hi, Bethany. I have seen your question. We'll do Bethany first, then let's go back to Geeta. Okay. Bethany's also looking for love. That's definitely a theme of tonight.
Christmas and New Year's, is the time we want love. Can they still not see me?
No, the
camera's done.
The phone turned off for some reason.
Okay. So this is Bethany?
Yes.
Bethany and love. And Bethany's such a sweet girl. I don't know why she thinks she doesn't have to worry about love. Whoops, that one was not the card. Ooh, that one makes a lot more sense. Okay. So you've got the Three of Wands. And with the Three of Wands, it's the idea of looking beyond yourself, looking beyond your horizons, Um and I see that's what you're doing. However you are looking for love, you are reaching beyond your comfort zone, and that's a perfect thing for you to be doing. You're worried that hasn't moved forward enough, that you really haven't gotten results from what you've been doing lately to meet somebody. Stick with it, because you're on a fortunate path, and things are going to turn around for you. You know, um, how every time you find your handsome prince, you find out he's a toad. This time your handsome prince really is a handsome prince. Okay. Good luck for you, Bethany. Some timing on that. I think we're looking around March.
Gita wants to know about a meeting in January with Pukar. Will they end up liking each other?
The general? Did you say Fukar?
No, what?
Okay, so. And that was for
I'm lost too. Gita.
Gita. She said Fukar, and I just thought about the handsome general.
No, P.
Oh. Okay. So.
Sorry, folks. I'm slurring today. I'm still drunk.
Yeah, it's been quite the holiday celebration here. So I worry a little bit about the path not being as clear as it could be. I think there's some obstacles with you guys. It might be, I don't think it's distance. It might be family or something along those lines, because it does feel like you've got some emotional things to work through here. Having said that, though, all the annoyances and all the things that are bothering you right now are things that are going to fall away and fall away by the wayside. So give it some time. Give it about 3 or 4 weeks. Not much longer than that before you really put down your foot and start handing out ultimatums. But 3 to 4 isn't bad, and the path is still good. It's just not clear quite yet. Okay.
Alrighty then. Haunting Life wants to know whether there will be a Pride Week in Stratford in 2021.
Oh yeah, Stratford has a really good Pride Week, doesn't it? Okay. Pride Week 2021. Yeah, I didn't have to go any further than that. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, sorry. I was showing you, darling. Yeah, there's definitely going to be a Pride Week. Is that usually in August?
No, it's June.
June? Okay. Well, look here and here, I almost get that idea of the rainbow, especially here. It the just the clothes on the people are kind of in rainbow order, so it just looks almost like, when you squint a little, it looks almost like a rainbow flag. And you've got this right here, which does show action, which it does show things moving forward. So yeah, you might find it a little scaled back, though, because they will be whining that they don't have enough money for this or that, but it'll be a go.
All right, who's next?
Who's next?
Queen G is looking for
Respect.
a job while she's working on a side business.
Whew.
Multiple streams of income.
Multiple streams of income are the best. Okay, so looking.
This way.
Oh, which way?
To which way? Yep.
There, like that?
Yep.
Okay, so these cards just fell out, so these are the cards that I'm going to read. And right now, it shows, it's kind of giving me a progression. Right now, it's you finding your own truth, which I think has more about you looking for a new job than any external things. It's kind of like you've realized that you don't want to be on the path you're on. It doesn't suit you. And so whatever happened to the path you're on, it almost feels like you may have actually self-destructed there just to get off that path. But it feels like you really don't want to be where you're at right now, because you've got the Tower, and the Tower is about things crashing down, but it's also about a new start. And here you've got the Nine of Cups, and even reverse, the Nine of Cups is a card of self-satisfaction. It just says that some of the decisions you've made might have been a little hasty and might have been a little selfish. And so I think that it is going to work against you for a little while. I'm getting about a 7 there, and I think that might be 7 weeks. In the end, you go to the High Priestess, and the starting point is this realization about who you are and who you want to be. The end point is the High Priestess, and the High Priestess is you being the one who is keeper of the secrets, who has become what her vision is. Okay, so this is a good progression. So I don't think the path ahead over the next 2 months is going to be easy, not at all. But the end goal, and that too feels right. So I'm going to say this, it's February. So the end goal, a new career, and something that you already envisioned, already had an intuition about. So yes, you will find a new career. No, it won't be an easy path, but I got a feeling that you're one of those people that you don't choose the easy path.
Folks, do us a favor, like, subscribe, share, tell your friends about us.
Please.
The more people come and join us, the more fun we're going to have. If you would like a reading from Sally Diane, the email address is queenofogaboga@gmail.com. That is all one word, queenofogaboga@gmail.com. And we have a couple more questions happening here.
Okay.
Grace wants to know whether there's a move coming up in 2021.
A move for Grace. Moves are so hard. I had one friend who and I actually started doing this too. Anytime she had a move, she'd go to her cabinets. Before she even started packing, she'd go to her cabinets and she'd pick something. And she'd take it and she'd just purposely smash it to the floor. And the philosophy behind that was every time you move, you break something. And she just wanted to be able to choose what she broke.
Oh.
So anyhow, move for Grace in 2021. Well, you've got the Lovers reverse. So, moves are like the most stressful thing in the world. So I can see why it would put stress on your relationships. But you also have all major arcana cards. So yes, I do see a move. I see it not being fun. Moves never are. And the moon. Oh, I get it. It's during the time of the moon, Cancer. So the move, I see the planning for it. And there might be a little bit of a debate. So I think this is, one wants to move and the other one doesn't. But yes, the move does come up, but it comes up in the time of Cancer, which is late June, early July. Okay, so yes.
All right. Suzanne wants to know about elective surgery for next year.
Suzanne, you're beautiful. Don't get a facelift. I wish I had my so you can see my eyes roll. Okay. Elective surgery for Suzanne. Next year might not be the best year to have elective surgery, but who am I to say? It seems to go good for you. Smooth as ice. Smooth as ice, smooth as ice. This does not actually mean death. It means change. And it's positively aspected. You've got the world right in the middle. It looks like you get to call your own shots. The only thing that you're not going to like, some medical procedures, whether it's the medication or the equipment, there's some part of it that's going to require a financial outlay from you, where you're going to have to pay a little bit more than what you'd like to pay. But overall, yeah, it looks to go good. There's that nip and tuck.
Apparently, no, Suzanne is not happy with that reading at all. Apparently, somebody does not want to move. Well, and down to the end now. Haunting Life would like to know about the weekend ahead in Ontario.
Yeah. Well, as far as Suzanne, I did tell her that was that one said yes and one said no.
So, what's coming up in Ontario this week?
Okay. Good. They're going to they're going to come up with some more plans to help people through the COVID, because there's money coming right out. There's money decisions, boom, right up front, and there's and things that bring us into balance. I know why you're laughing. It's an inside joke. Boy, there's a lot of major arcana cards coming up for Ontario this week. There's going to be some oh yeah, that's right. They've rolled out the vaccines. This is actually going pretty smoothly. Because it looks like judgment is positively aspected, which tells me that the decisions and the plans that they've made coming up to this point are working out really, really well. And even everybody kind of looks at it and says, hey, this is going a lot smoother than we expected it to. And as usual, things going a lot smoother here than with our neighbors. They're going to turn around to children welfare issues. So that has to do with things regarding the school, the schools and children's health. So I did say that there were some financial decisions being made. But this one right here, it's almost like Dad saying, okay, I'm going to give you this much money, but that's it. So that they're basically announcing, okay, this is the last grant, this is the last installment, this is the last whatever. There may well be checks going out to everybody. We may have support payments coming up there. Oh, poor Doug Ford. The guy is doing, he's getting so many enemies, and he's doing, not only is he doing his job, he's doing it well. He's getting it from all sides. Oh, there's something about the vaccines, and I'm not sure. I think that some of the side effects You know, whether it's the Bell's palsy or whatever, some of the side effects are going to get they're going to be talking a lot about it. So we're also going to be dealing with some of the more unpleasant side effects of those vaccines that we didn't think about. Okay. When I see the Two of Cups, you know, kind of our partner, our romantic partner, if you will, in the world has to do with the United States, our relationship with the United States, and that's going to be a little bit strained still. I don't think their relationship with the U.S. or the stuff at the border is really going to be straightened around until the end of January, and we all know why that is. And we kind of got this 666, so it's like 6 more weeks. Oh no, that's 626. Sorry, 666. There is. I knew I saw 3 6s. So there's 6 more weeks. I am a little worried about some of the impact of the vaccine. I'm not a doctor. I've felt really good about the vaccine, but when I look here, I think that there are some side effects, and it's one of those things. It doesn't impact a lot of people, but just enough that everybody gets scared and up in arms, and you know how people are. They'll focus in on the negative, and this is really focusing in on the negative. But it is something that we kind of have to look out for too. It's going to take it really is going to take us until June before we pull completely out of the economic slowdown, until we can get the economic motor and society and everybody kind of chugging along at a more of a normal pace. It's going to be right up until June. Okay, so that's the week in Ontario. Mixture of good and bad, like most weeks are.
Well, that wraps it up for another Psychic Sundays Live with your queen of Ooga Booga, Psychic Sally Diane. Hopefully we'll have a camera on her next week. I'm not quite sure what happened there. Technology.
I know.
I'm getting the Etch-a-Sketch for next week.
For everybody that misses the crown.
All right. So that's it, folks. Like, subscribe, share. Have a good night.
Have a great week.
New Year. Drink. Don't drink. Eat. Don't eat. But be well.
Yes.